What's that? What's that?
Start.
Yeah.
Send. What's up?
Start. So, welcome everyone. So this is my presentation for the Exxon Mobile Innovation Project, which is known as Energize today. My name is Naresh, and let's get started. So, coming to the SWOT analysis of mobile Exxon. So, these are the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Focusing on the weakness, it is heavily dependent on the fossil fuels, environmental concerns, geopolitical risk, and high capital expenditure. So, just to overcome with the weakness, I've mainly concentrated on dependence on fossil fuel and environmental concerns for the environment sustainability. So, in my innovation project, the Energize today would be like implementing EV charging stations into the existing mobile fuel pumps, fuel station. So also with that addition, we can also do a CSR, which is corporate social responsibility, like deploying solar panels in the social welfare institutions. So with this innovation, there are many benefits. So first and foremost, the benefit would be enhanced corporate image and sustainability. So by this, we cannot only mobile does not only enhances its brand image, but also gains environmental sustainability. Attraction of new customers in the segments of EV charging. As you know, like mobiles is currently providing fuels, gas. It will be an addition to attraction of new customers who are driving EVs. Reduction in energy cost for social welfare institutions, as we are deploying solar panels in the institutions, social welfare institution. So it will also reduce the energy cost. Positive impact on community welfare and environmental sustainability. So this is the whole process which I have been showing in the form of Gantt chart. So planning and assessment will take around a month. And board appraisal from you would take around 3 months and for the fund sourcing, it would take around 1 month, as we have to go through the private sector such as banks to get a loan for the funding. Contract signing will take around 1 month, and electrical and construction work would take around 10 months. Utility planning and coordination would take around 10 months as well. So, and installation and commissioning would take around 4 months. So this is the overall view of the Gantt chart. So let's talk numbers, like coming to the project budget. So mainly EVs are of 2 different types. So level 2 chargers are costed around 4,000 per unit, which is USD. Level 3, which are DC fast chargers, cost around 60,000 plus USD. So now talking about the installation and labor charges, it widely varies. So approximately around 20,000 per station for applying EV charging stations in the existing fuel stations. Networking and maintenance approximately around 200 New Zealand dollars per port every year. So applying for deploying solar panels in social welfare institution, It ranges from 50,000 to 1 million, depending on the size and the capacity, how much we are installing. Also, cost per square meter would be average of $100 in USD, and permits and compliances with additional costs around $500. Maintenance generally low, so it just includes the cleaning and replacements if there's any problem. So this one talking about the project funding. I'm sorry about the font. So 85% of the project funding would be given by the ExxonMobil, by us, with the funds from taking loans from the bank, and the community contribution would be like remaining expenses, like remaining 15%. This is just to foster a sense of ownership and responsibility, so that they can just take care of it. So there are 4 stages of controlling and evaluating. Sorry for the font again. I don't know what's wrong with this. So, establishing performance standards, define success metrics such as carbon emissions reduction and energy output, measuring actual performances, and comparing actual performance to the standards, taking corrective action. So these are my references, and thank you.
I have some questions because I'm a little bit confused because I don't drive at all. I have no driver's license. So this is a mobile station, right? This is a
Yes.
hospital.
Yeah.
They're like DP.
Yeah.
The same,
Exactly.
exactly like that,
Yeah.
right? And then what the problem that you have identified is dependence on primarily the business depends on fossil, fuels, right?
Yes.
That's why you have mentioned about the environmental concerns.
Yes.
Okay? And then your innovations is providing electric EV charging, solar, EV charging, right? That is electronic.
Yeah.
Okay, for the electronic cars and also solar panels, social institutions. Is the charging of the electrical cars free or it will be charged to the customers?
Of course, it would be chargeable.
Yes. And how about the solar panel social institutions?
Like
15% of that will come from the institutions, and then 85% will come from the from the company, right?
so, yeah.
Yes. My concern is how this will practically, in a nutshell, how this will practically related to their dependence on fossil fuels, because that is exactly your concern, right? Because that will practically affect the sustainability in terms of protecting our environment. Because what I was waiting is the direct relationship between the problems that you have identified and the innovations that you have suggested, and how these innovations directly impact the problems that you have articulated.
It directly impacts to the environmental sustainability. So main focus is on environmental concerns and depending on the fossil fuels. So for the first one, depending on the fossil fuels, we will be implementing charging stations into the mobiles. And for the environmental concerns, we can deploy solar panels to the social welfare organizations.
would you agree to me that at the moment, although electrical cars is being, it's becoming popular now, but unfortunately, a lot of people still prefer the traditional cars because they are quite expensive, very, very expensive, the electrical cars. Plus, most of the institutions, social institutions, are already struggling with their budget for their operations alone. If they would have an extra budget for these solar panels, that would be practically an extra burden for them when they, in fact, they're already struggling with their own financial, status in the
Yeah.
particular institutions. Plus, there are all the popularity of of this electrical will take some time. It would be not yet, no, right? Because still people prefer the one because it's too expensive. The cars are simply unaffordable for a lot of people.
So as I'm from India, so most we cannot find any electrical cars on the road.
Yes.
But when I moved to New Zealand, so whenever I just come out of the home, we can just see Teslas going all over. So it's becoming a trend day by day, and with the CAN chart, it would take approximately similar amount of time.
Did you make any research pertaining to the number of electrical cars that are actually available, have been purchased in the market? Because you can get the statistics. How many electrical cars have been purchased and actually in operation? So you
Yeah.
can see the impact of that in terms of the number of users.
As of now, currently I don't have the exact calculations. So, but most of the electronic cars have been on the roads with my own experience, and I hope it will carry its trend in the future as well.
So the caveat of your discussion is that people will be using more electrical cars,
Yes.
and then the company will charge them for that. So the company will channel their what they call this revenues in terms of charging rather than using than the use of the fuels, right?
Yes.
That is your argument there.
Yes.
Okay.
And also talking about your second question, which was funding from the social welfare. So it was 85% from our side, which is ExxonMobil side. Like we'll fund 85% of the whole total funding, and remaining coming to 15%, because as you said that they are already struggling. Even though if we provide like 100% amount, but they won't be they'll be like they won't have any care for them. So even if they invest some little amount, so they'll also always keep in mind that even we have invested on this and we'll just have to take care of it.
Which social institutions do you have in mind
Yeah.
should be able to
There
finance
are
the
many social institutions, just like old age homes.
Which one?
Old age homes.
What is this?
Hospice.
Hospice.
Hospice. Home for the aged.
Who finance the business?
And this is just for the brand image, just to improve the brand image.
Okay, any others? So
Because the reality of hospices, because I have a degree in healthcare, most of these hospices are basically very expensive even for their own patients to afford. If that will be done by that company, this will also be charged to those customers who are already burdened with so much pain for their accommodation there. And I don't think that is practical.
Maybe we can sponsor it to orphanage homes.
in reality,
You
only
look
social
at, now if you
institutions.
look at it on the cost, because remember, when they are really using this solar panel, they will not be paying anything anymore for the power, right? Have you forgot that
Yes.
point here?
Yeah, that would be
Because then
also.
they will be saving on the power, they will not
Power,
be, so
energy.
they just have to pay a little bit of costs. But in the long run, that would be,
Benefit for them,
Yes.
as they'll be saving from the power.
okay, I think it's good also if you can explain why is it that you have chosen solar panel also in a way for the company to be able to establish their business image. So why did you think about it?
It all connects with the environmental concerns. So I've chosen solar panels as it comes under renewable energy. So I've chosen solar panels